Hensley, nice to talk. Always a pleasure. Christopher Russo, what's going on today, okay?
Good morning, Matt Doc and Alana. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great here out in the Bay, enjoying some vacation time with my family and seeing some friends and family.
There you go. All right, let's talk about the Yankees first. You were a runner-up to Boone in 17, and Aaron, of course, still there. Did you think you had a good chance to get that job when you left that interview? Let me hear. Go ahead.
Oh, well, so long ago, but, yes, you always think that you do a good job of informing people how much you know and how much you care about the game and how you can take them to the promised land. And obviously I was there for 8 hours with the whole crew there in Yankee Stadium, and I felt really good about it up until the moment that, I wasn't called for it. But, I've done a few more after that. And, it's all about, getting the opportunity and being ready when you get the opportunity.
Yeah, and again, 100%. The more interviews you do, the better you're going to get at them, number one. And number two, you're going to break down the door. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Get as many chances, and sooner or later you get an opportunity. Hensley, give me some thoughts on that. Go ahead.
Of course, as long as I've been in the game, 35 years now, 17 as a player, and the others as a coach, the last 11 in the major leagues, last year with the Mets, and 10 before that with the Giants. You always showing people that you understand the game, you understand how the game is moving with the analytics and all the technology and everything that goes with it, and that you understand that you can put that into play once you get a team to manage or get somebody to trust you, that you can, take the team to where they need to go.
Very good. Excellent job there. Mets, tough spot. Obviously, 2020 with the COVID and everything else, 60 games. That is very tricky for anybody to figure out a way to get a team going from an offensive standpoint. You didn't know that much about the ball club going in. Very tricky last year at the Mets. Hensley, give me some thoughts there. Go ahead.
Right. When spring training started, we all had a really good feel about the team, where we were going to go. Then we had injuries. We had, the pandemic showed up. And then we had spring training 2.0. The protocols and the guidelines were so tough, 109 pages. We were so consumed with that aspect of the game, instead of preparing to, have a good season. And, the cases were flaring everywhere. We had a couple ourselves. And, that was tough to deal with. And, we didn't play well. And that was the reason why, the team finished in last place, finished the season on the limb. But, all in all, I think players tried their best. It was very hard to play without fans. It was very difficult with the noise coming from the speakers. Not the true feel about, what the game is like with fans. And, all that stuff was really hard on a lot of people, but all in all, one team won, and it was the Dodgers. And, we still had baseball for a couple months.
That's an excellent answer. Good job there with the fans. You're right. No, even this 5,000 or 6,000 here at these ballparks this year, it makes a huge difference. I'm with you 100% on that. What'd you learn from Bruce Bochy, Hensley, that can really going to help you? You're going to get a job one of these days. You're going to get a manager's job. You stick with it. You're going to get one. What did you learn most from Bruce Bochy, both as hitting coach and as bench coach? What'd you learn the most from him?
Well, Bochy is a winner, and Bochy is always in your corner trying to make your job easy. As a hitting coach, he also, delegates work. He doesn't stand in your way what you're doing. He does really in when he sees that something that's not working, maybe to change gears and try something else. Always getting the staff together, going out to dinners. He's a baseball guy, 24/7. You walk in this office or in the coach's office, we're always talking about the game, last game, the game coming up. Always preparing, always ready to go, and a brilliant mind. I've never seen Bochy with a pen or an iPad or a piece of paper in his hand. He just manages the game the way he saw it in front of him. But he did prepare very well, on flights, on buses, in his office. He closed himself in there and just prepare for the opponent that day. And, that's how he managed, and his record showed it. And, pretty soon we'll have a Hall of Famer. And I really appreciate all the 10 years I spent with him as a hitting coach, and, the last couple as a bench coach, him grooming me how to become a good manager.
There you go. You will be one. It's funny, too. That was a perfect scenario for you. You got off the hitting coach situation, which, that's important, too. Plenty of managers, Charlie Manuel, won championships from the hitting coach scenario. But you went into the bench coach thing to get a real feel of the whole game. Bullpen, pitching changes, pinch hitting, all those things that you had to worry about as a manager, dealing with the media. You saw how Bochy did that, too. So those were two probably very important years, getting away from just concentrating on one portion of the game to deal with the whole deal. Give me some thoughts on that. Let me hear.
Well, essentially, you're the assistant manager. And if you know Bochy wasn't into, going around and telling everybody what to do. So that job fell on me a little bit to make sure that all the coaches had everything they needed from the off season on. I usually started talking to guys in December, January, to line up everything they wanted to do in spring training and make sure that once spring training started, everything they needed was there. And Bochy just trusted that. Bochy just trusted that I was doing whatever we needed to do to be ready to start the season in terms of doing all the drills and doing all the plays and making sure that everybody had what they needed and they were doing what they needed during those 6 weeks of spring training. So once the season started, there were no hiccups or nothing like that, or we didn't go over something. So you're right. It's a lot more work as a bench coach, but it's a lot more gratifying when you see all the work you put in from the off season on, going into the spring training, and then when the season starts, it all comes together and it gels and the team plays well, and everybody got what they needed, and Bochy is happy.
How hard has it been here in the last 5-6 weeks not to be involved in a team for the year? First time in a while.
Well, this would have been my 36th year in baseball. 35 behind the wall there. Difficult because you feel like you still have a lot left in the tank, and it was very late when the Mets decided to go a different way. And now, just watching everything from TV, on the iPad, on the phone. I'm living down in Curacao, so it's a little bit more difficult to get every game down there, but we're still trying to watch and follow, every team and make sure you're ready and make sure you stay involved. Make sure you keep yourself prepared for when you get another chance to come back in.
Where did the Bam Bam come in there, Hensley? And do you like the nickname? A lot of people don't like Nick. Wizard of Westwood. John Wooden hated that Wizard of Westwood. How about Bam Bam? Where did it come from, and do you like the nickname?
Well, Bam Bam came when I was a teenager down in Curacao playing softball, mind you. And, I was natural right-handed hitter, and I didn't want to mess with my swing playing softball. So I started hitting left-handed. And started hitting some bombs, left-handed, farther than the natural left-handed hitters. And they thought I was as strong as a Bam Bam from Flintstone. So they started calling me Bam Bam. And when I signed at 18, this was about when I was 14, 15. When I signed at 18 with the Yankees, I came to spring training, and there was a questionnaire I needed to fill in. And one of the slots had a space for a nickname. And I left it blank. And the person that was collecting the paper was like, Hensley Meulens, there's got to be a nickname associated with this. And I said, well, my friends back home call me Bam Bam, and he filled it in. And the rest is history.
Well, do you like it? You're okay with it, right?
I'll tell you what, Chris, most people don't even know my first name. Everybody calls me Bam Bam. Only at home, my parents, my siblings, and my family calls me Hensley. Few people like Sapes. But other than that, just about everybody calls me Bam Bam.
You better like it, that's for sure. You'll get a shot at it, Hensley. You can't, this year will be tricky, but you'll get a shot. You'll get back into sport, and you'll get a chance one day to manage. I know you've done that, the Team US, well, not the Team USA, but Netherlands there in that, in the World Baseball stuff. Great to have you with us, of course. Keep up the good work. Nice to talk. Stay healthy. Appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.